Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit different. This is Dune 2 The Maker. This is I guess you'd say a port of and quality of life changes of the original Dune 2 back in like the Amiga days and things like that. And this has been put together by a gentleman, apologies if I get your name wrong. I think it's Stefan Hendriks. It might be Stefan, but I'm going to call him Stefan Hendriks. This is awesome. Now, this is not a finished version of Dune 2 The Maker, but we can do skirmish and have a look at some bits and bobs on it. I believe the campaigns are all there as well. And, yeah, it's basically a version of Dune 2 that, from what I've seen of what this gentleman has said, he's trying to make it so it kind of is just as fun to play now. Seems to be what he's going for. We have UI changes. This definitely does not play like the original Dune 2. The original Dune 2 is, well, let's just say it's very hard to play considering some of the modern sensibilities we've come used to with more modern RTS. I'm going to play as House Harkonnen. They've always been my favourite team in Dune. I'm going to put my credits up. How much can I start with? 4 grand, that'd be fine. Just going to 1v1 match. I'm going to try and talk and play at the same time, so apologies. But essentially, this seems to play more like, if any of you have played CNC Remastered recently, this is what this reminds me of. It seems like a version, a work in progress of trying to get it to that level of being a lot easier to play, to have things changed up, and just essentially have better AI. And you know what? Hats off to the guy, because he's doing a fantastic job. So let's just crack on. So, we have the ability to zoom in and out. I don't know if that was in the original, but we can now do that. Let's get over there. We have, on this right-hand side, you can see, we can now select pretty much all the buildings. In the original game, you had to click on the MCV and then do that. Something I found out today is if you shift-click on the concrete, it will build multiple concrete for you. So that's quite nice. Oops. But don't do that. Don't stick it down in the same place as the other ones. So we can get a big ton of this done. But yeah, we've got a UI now that makes this a lot easier. A lot of the RTS or the Red Alert Command & Conquer games have the stuff down the right hand side. We've got the buildings, we have infantry vehicles, I think there's Starport, yeah, Starport, Palace, and then Upgrades tab, which we will eventually get to. And already, I can bandbox, I can team. I don't think those are in the original either. The scroll speed's a bit slow. I haven't actually worked out how to change that myself, but you know what? It doesn't matter too much. I'm not overly worried about that. Let's get some more of these down. We're going to play a quick refinery. But already, being able to just do things like this, be able to zoom out. You can zoom out a really long way. You can zoom really far in as well. I think he has tweaked some of the graphics, but it's basically what I remember. Oh, against the autos. Lovely. And we get the classic. We have all the music that plays when there's a fight going on. There's so much stuff here that I love. Let's get the next concrete slab. Just gonna get these guys to sit here for a minute. There's so much stuff I love about this game because we've got it has that feel of Dune 2 to a T. But it makes it so much easier to play because I don't have to click on the construction yard, scroll through the buildings to find what I want, and then build them. It's all there on the right hand side. We've obviously got the zooming going on here so we can see more of the map. We have the different tabs that allow you to, you know, have everything separated. I'm sure I'm probably missing a few things, but I'm just taking my time with this, and I've played skirmishes with all 3 of the teams. They're vastly different from what I remember. Most of my experience of Dune 2 is quite limited. Most of my experience really is from Dune 2000. If I could be wrong, I don't remember there being a what would you call it? A skirmish mode in the original. I thought it was just campaigns. I could be wrong, but all in all, let's get some troopers. I'm just really impressed, and this is something that I'm definitely going to be. Why would I do that? This is something I'm definitely going to be following. This is only on, I think it's 0.6.0, so it's not on release version yet, technically like full-blown release. But this is something that I definitely want to follow. I'm really interested to see what he's done. He said he recently had added in super weapons, so you now have Death Hand Missile, you now have the Freeman, you now have the Saboteurs, and it just seems like this is just becoming a really... Oh, don't get light factories. Oh, there we go. There's a light factory. I'm just being blind. And it sounds like, yeah, that they're just making a really... I don't know if anyone else is working on it, has basically making a project that's bringing this game back with a lot of modern sensibilities. I haven't tried the multiplayer, I'll be honest. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd necessarily want to. But from what I played as a single player, and I played a lot on this map specifically, I'm having a blast with it. I think this is fantastic. And I love RTS games. I love Dune 2000. I think it's a really good remake. However, it seems like this particular game is more interesting based on the fact that the teams seem even more different with what they get. What am I doing? Refinery. Don't try and talk and play an RTS. This is hard work. The units that you can sometimes get are a bit weird. I've had to start spawned as the Atreides with 2 Sonic tanks. I was like, oh, that seems a bit crazy. Rocket tanks, for some reason in this game, are incredibly inaccurate. And I'm not sure why. But it is what it is. Alright, let's chuck down another wind trap. Oh, you can zoom out where the map... Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, there you go. You can put the mouse over here and zoom in there instead. That makes that way better. They're going to die, probably. Run! Don't stand there. But I'm going to let them do that. Alright, there we go. And now, whoops. Now we're basically watching me play this out, but you know what? That's fine. I'm enjoying this. I hope this is something that just continues to grow and become, you know, the best version of this game that you've ever seen, really. I know what we can do. Let's some troopers upgraded. Like I think the original Dune 2000 and Emperor Battle for Dune. Emperor Battle for Dune is probably one of my favourite RTS games ever. Like, that was always one of mine. But I always respected Dune 2 and Dune 2000 because they were games that were just solid. Like, really solid games. I see you over here. And to be able to essentially play this on my modern system without any issues is fantastic. Like, people should legit go and, like, play this. This is so good, and it's so fun to see it, like, come back with a new lease of life. Get 5 of them. And this is, I'm a massive, like, fan of, like, quality of life. And this is why it's super important to me to have quality of life changes. If you try playing, thank you for shooting my own dude. If you try playing the original Dune 2, it's hard. It's really hard to play it now. It's it just getting it to run can be a bit of a pain as well. But all in all, it's just a really fun game all round. That we got. There we go. Now, I mean, obviously there's options that need to be added, I imagine, to this, and that will happen over time, I'm sure. But considering Stefan has essentially put all this time and effort to bring this game back, I'm like, you know, I just super impressed. I love some of the fan projects that come out of like games, like especially a game like this, which, you know, RTSs have moved on significantly, but Dune 2 is considered the granddad of RTS. It's not the first one that ever happened, but it is. Oh wow! I'm not even gonna move this guy. I'm just gonna let him shoot. Something I have noticed in this game is turrets are really good. Anyway, let's the music is also like incredible. I love the music in this game. I love the music in Dune 2000, but like this just the nostalgia, the whole thing. Where are you going? There is that little bug where if I try to put down buildings, it will move my infantry, unfortunately, or my dude, so I have to click off of them. But hey, it happens. I completely understand this is not finished. But for a game that isn't finished, it sure does play like really well. There we go. Combat tanks in this are insane as well. I think maybe it's because, you know, I'm used to playing StarCraft 2. I'm used to playing these RTS games that have come out in the last sort of 10 years. And to go back and play this, but like with those quality of life changes, to be able to enjoy it as much as I've been enjoying it is awesome. Like, thanks for blowing up my tank. Yes, this isn't going to be for everyone, sure, what, you know, but let's get a couple of carriers. But it doesn't have to be. This is more for people that like to play. Oh, what are you doing over there?
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, reporting. Affirmative. Out. Yes, reporting.
Just shoot the buildings. Don't worry about shooting the harvesters.
Yes, reporting. Affirmative. Out.
Oh, I've run out of money.
Warning. Reporting. Units approaching. Affirmative.
That's because half my army is going elsewhere. Like the AI and the pathing, I have no idea really much about that. Because, again, very old game, I wouldn't expect it to be good. Oh god, get out of the way! Get out of the way! But the fact that I can like shift click and have these things I expect from more modern RTSs is awesome. It means I'm not like having to like... In the original game, I'm pretty sure you have to like click a unit, tell it, like manually click on the attacks and things like that and get it to move. Which, you know, not ideal. But just every small thing that's been added to this is what makes this game so much fun. Get rid of the wind traps. Hey, we knocked the power offline because they stopped firing at me. Like I said, it's not the easiest thing to sit here and play and also talk at the same time. I am trying my best, but I'm just trying to, like, I am in awe of how good this is and how much fun this is, and like, this missile tank's gonna get me killed. Go over it. Like, I'm so happy when these things happen. We got Command & Conquer Remastered. I want to see more Command & Conquer games come back. I would love to see Dune 2000 come back, Emperor Battle for Dune. Like, all these games, these old RTS games, have, you know, run on modern systems with ease. Oh, nice. Let's go take out the refineries. Alright, you do that. Why are you shooting my dude? Stop shooting my quad bike. Wow, the missile tanks are insane in this game. Oh. Oh dear, we put the power back on. See, at least I know how to deal with turrets now, just use a missile tank. But yeah, this is just showing off a single skirmish, and like, I know that the AI is obviously being changed and tweaked so that it works in these modes and whatnot, but like, honestly, this is just so super cool. Just super cool, and hopefully, you know, you can go and download this now. I will have links to the website in the links description below for this video, because I think more people should go and check this out. It's just, yeah, just super cool. And we even get the little Mentat man here. The music's still going hard. Yeah, how can you not appreciate the work that's gone into this? I don't even know what happens if I click multiplayer. Nothing at the moment. But yeah, just wow, what a really cool idea to get this running, to add those quality of life, and just honestly, this is just super cool and awesome, and I really hope that more people are going to check this out. I'm probably going to start playing through the campaigns fairly soon, but hopefully this gives you an insight into something a bit different. It shows you, like I said, the granddad of RTS, and a new lease of life for the game, hopefully. Yeah, so like I said, links for this will be down below so that you guys can go and check it out yourselves and download it. It's a very small download as well, but I'm going to be following this till, you know, to see all the things that have been added in and changed and whatnot as time progresses. I'm like I said, I'm just in awe. This is fantastic. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content like this, and hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below, along with the links to Stefan's Dune 2 page and probably his Twitter, if I can find it. And until next video, I'll see you then.